Imagine a forest that still retains all its trees and all its wildlife. An ecological paradise where nature is as it was meant to be. A location where man can observe the world and nature and contemplate life in the most surprising forms. This paradise exists, and it is well guarded in the heart of Brazil. Mato Grosso, one of the largest states in the country, cradles the two most important watersheds in all of South America, the Prata and the Amazon. A state that incorporates three different biomes. In the south, the Pantanal. In the center, the Cerrado. And in the north, the Amazonian basin, where lies one of the most important wildlife sanctuaries, the Cristalino Private Natural Heritage Reserve. The protected area of 700 hectares that will be increased by a further 12,000 hectares. This increase in reserve area will serve to protect differing Amazonian habitats and will join the reserve with neighboring protected areas such as the Brazilian Air Force Reserve. This ecological sanctuary can be explored via over 20 kilometers of trails carefully opened within the forest. A world totally at equilibrium. Over 570 species of birds have been identified here, with new species found every year. Species new to science are sometimes found here, such as this forest falcon discovered at the beginning of the 21st century. Other species found here are local or regional endemics. The black-girdled barbet and the crimson-bellied parakeet are examples. You need to have all your senses ready to walk in the forest. The forest always surprises. Suddenly, a simple branch is transformed by the appearance of mannequins. Now showing the dance of life. The dance is a show of life. Then the forest reveals its voices. To better understand the world of birds, you need to bring yourself above the forest. 228 steps bring you to a privileged panorama. Watching the forest awake to a new day is an indescribable experience. The sun burns away the mist. The birds start to become more active as the day heats up. Suddenly, a pair of scarlet macaws give a synchronized fly past. A little later, a pompadour cotinga flies full of grace. White-bellied parrots are an example of the continuity of life. Who is not dumbstruck in the face of such colorful creatures? Examples of interrelationships. A bird that eats a fruit disperses the tree's seeds. A movement in the trees isn't always birds. During the day, groups of monkeys move through the forest in search of food and also help in forest regeneration. The white-whiskered spider monkey, the symbol of the Cristalino State Park. Dusky titi monkeys, the saki monkeys, howler monkeys, the brown capuchins. These are only a few examples of unique experience that a visitor might enjoy in this sanctuary. Guides with at least 10 years of experience in the forest bring you close to nature. To arrive in this paradise, the city of Alta Floresta is your portal. Here your first contact with nature occurs at the Floresta Amazonica Hotel, where a surprisingly productive patch of native forest lies, including the nest of a pair of harpy eagles. Arriving in Alta Floresta by car or plane, the visitor can only get as far as the banks of the Teles Pires River. The mouth of the Cristalino is the gateway to a new but primitive world. A world where nature is supreme. After half an hour navigating the river, one reaches the private reserve wherein lies the Cristalino Jungle Lodge. In two clearings carefully opened in the forest, you will encounter all the creature comforts you could wish for, but with minimal environmental impact. Chalets and bungalows guarantee a good rest after a long day in the forest. Typical regional dishes add to the tropical flavor and give you energy for exploration. In this ecological sanctuary, the visitor not only gets to experience Amazonia, but also appreciate its uniqueness. Here we can appreciate the diversity of life, and we learn that it is sustained by its unity. Interactions ensure the survival of life. From the smallest birds in the world to the mightiest of eagles, each species has an important role to play in the ecology of the forest. Hummingbirds spend their days drinking nectar, but cannot comprehend that they are helping to pollinate plants. Knowledge of the relationships and dependence between so many forms of existence helps us to realize our role in life. In this location, you don't only contemplate and understand the importance of every species in nature. We realize that we must do our part for the world to continue in the same way. full of life in the most diverse forms.